If we were to go through the signs, the 3 zodiac signs that connect to air energy, we have Gemini as the first air energy. It's the 3rd zodiac sign, which I feel like is befitting in numerology as well, because the number 3 is connected to communication. It's connected to socialization. There's a bit of the number 3 really isn't, the number 3 is more like quantity over quality when it comes to like friendships and connections and networking. It's more about getting out there, being seen, being with other people. There's a very kind of youthful, sort of flippant, free energy to the number 3, which I think goes very well with Gemini energy and air energy just in general. And then we have the ruling planetary energy for Gemini is Mercury. So Mercury is the planet of communication, thought, learning, networking. Gemini is the divine masculine counterpart to Mercury, and Virgo is the divine feminine counterpart to Mercury energy. Again, there's a curiosity, an intellectual side, networking, very quick-minded. I feel like I instantaneously can tell if somebody has strong Gemini placements in their birth chart, and I'm rarely wrong, because there's also sort of like a kind of a jittery energy to Gemini as well, like feels very bird-like to me. And birds are very much so connected to air energy as well with their messages and such nots. But just kind of this kind of jittery, unsettled, quick sort of energy. I don't know about you, but a lot of the Geminis that I know kind of I feel like they cut people off a lot. Maybe this is just my experience. I love Geminis. I have friends that are Geminis. My dad's a Gemini, so I love Geminis. This is just what I have observed. They cut people off, and I feel like they do this is because their mind works so quickly that it's almost like it's almost like they get patterns of communication in their mind, so they can like almost predict, not from like an intuitive point, but just from like an analysis point. They can kind of predict like where the direction of the conversation is going to go, what you're going to say next. Sometimes they're wrong. Let's just be honest. Sometimes they're wrong. But I feel like in a lot of cases, especially if they've kind of been around the same conversations, they can kind of predict what's going to happen next, or what somebody's going to say, or how that person's going to finish their sentence. I don't know. It's annoying as all heck, because I like to be able to finish my thoughts. Thank you very much. But I think it's an interesting kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a skill or a talent, but something to kind of point out, because again, that air energy there's an analytical part to that energy, and speech patterns, especially if you know somebody, you start to pick up on like their speech patterns and all of that kind of stuff as well. So there's an impatience energy as well to Gemini that I get a lot. And like I said, just like kind of a busy, like it's almost like you can see their mind working a lot. Even if they're not saying anything, you can tell that there are just a lot of thoughts happening very, very quickly. Like it's interesting, super interesting. And then some things to watch out for if you are a Gemini, or you have Gemini placements or strong Mercurian placements in your charts, is anxiety. Anxiety is a huge, I would say, challenge with all of the air signs, but I feel like Gemini specifically, because of that mind, right? It's always working, it's always moving and thinking and processing and analyzing and all these sorts of things. So making sure that you have some sort of rest for some sort of rest, some sort of like mental relaxation, meditation, physical movement. the Geminis that I know, I feel like do better mentally when they're physically moving, because it gets them thinking and doing, it gets them thinking about other stuff, like what's happening with their body, like where am I putting my arm, where am I putting my leg, right? So it's less about what's happening in your mind and more about, processing through what's physically going on around you. So and then manifestation. So I know the Lovers card is actually also connected to Gemini energy. And I feel like it's the options thing, right? You can't have that jittery, fast-moving, intense energy without having options. So I'm trying to find the Lovers card. So options, whether that be in romantic options or whether that be just options in life in general. I feel like the idea person is Gemini, like, right? The idea guy, and using guy in a divine masculine sense. The person who can come up with ideas is going to be that Gemini position.